Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are popping the hood and diving deep into one of the most common, yet most misunderstood, components in a car, the battery. This isn't just about how to change one, it's about the professional mindset, the safety, and the precision you need before you ever lay a tool on those terminals. So let me start by asking you a question. When you look under the hood, with all those moving parts, belts, and wires, what's the one thing that looks simple but actually packs a serious, hidden punch? It's something we see every day, and honestly, most people don't give it a second thought. But for a professional, it commands total respect. And yeah, you guessed it, it's the battery. We're not just talking about a box that holds a charge. We're talking about the potential for explosive gas and, of course, severe electrical injury. A single slip, one moment of carelessness can have incredibly serious consequences. That's exactly why a pro never, ever gets complacent around one of these. Okay, so this is where our professional journey really begins. Principle number one, you have to understand that this is more than just a black box. A pro's first thought isn't about the tools, it's about the risks. So let's break down exactly what those dangers are.
And that leads us right into our next key principle. Safety is always the first move. In the workshop, this is all about what we call WHS, or Workplace Health and Safety. Before a pro even thinks about picking up a wrench, their first action, every single time, is a safety check. It is the absolute foundation of everything else they're about to do. Let's really look at these threats, because it's kind of wild that a single battery poses three totally different dangers. First, you've got corrosive sulfuric acid inside. We're talking nasty chemical burns. Then it produces flammable hydrogen gas, especially when charging. And finally, you have an electrical system that can deliver an insane amount of short-circuit current.
So how do you protect yourself? This is your first line of defense. Proper PPE, that's personal protective equipment like safety glasses and gloves, is completely non-negotiable. And this next one is so critical. Take off all your jewelry. A metal wedding ring or a watch can short a circuit in a split second, becoming a red-hot branding iron on your skin. We're talking severe, life-altering burns. It's just not worth the risk.
Okay, so the area is secure and you've got your safety gear on. Now we move to our second principle. Know your battery. You see, not all batteries are created equal, and assuming they are is a classic rookie mistake, and a potentially dangerous one. In a modern workshop, you're going to see everything from the old-school lead-acid batteries to the advanced lithium-ion packs in hybrids and EVs, and they have completely different needs. If you try to charge a lithium-ion battery like it's a lead-acid one, you're not just going to damage it, you could trigger what's called thermal runaway. And that's a fire that is incredibly difficult to put out. You have to know what you're working with.
And speaking of knowing what you're working with, let's talk about one of the most important numbers on any battery, CCA, or cold cranking amps. Basically, it's a measure of the raw power the battery can deliver to start an engine in freezing weather. And here's the deal. A professional always matches the CCA to what the car's manufacturer says it needs. No guessing, no close enough, it has to be right.
So that brings us to our third big principle. Test, don't guess. You've done your safety checks, you've identified the battery, now you need to figure out if it's actually any good. A pro never assumes, a pro tests.
And they follow a strict, repeatable procedure to make sure the results are reliable. It always starts with a simple visual inspection for cracks or leaks. Then you make sure your test gear is actually working right. After that, you perform the correct test for that specific battery type. And finally, you have to know how to accurately interpret what the numbers are telling you.
And here's the bottom line on why that matters so much. A bad test has real consequences. You could send a customer down the road with a battery that's about to die, leaving them stranded. Or you could replace a perfectly good battery, which costs them money and, frankly, damages your workshop's reputation. It's all about integrity.
All right, your safety checks are done, you've got an accurate test result, and now it's time to actually do something. This is our fourth principle. Execute the right way. Whether you're charging, jump-starting, or swapping it out, the procedure has to be absolutely precise.
Let's just use jump-starting as an example. A pro is always going to check the vehicle's service info first. See, it's not just red to red, black to black. There is a very specific, non-negotiable sequence for connecting and disconnecting. You know why that last connection is usually made to the engine block, far away from the battery? It's to prevent a spark right next to all those flammable hydrogen gases we talked about. And make no mistake, getting this sequence wrong can be catastrophic. You could fry the car's sensitive computer modules. We're talking about the vehicle's brain, which could mean thousands of dollars in repairs, or in the worst-case scenario, you could cause an explosion. So following the manufacturer's procedure, it isn't a suggestion, it is essential.
And that brings us to our fifth and final principle, the professional finish. So the engine is running, the car is fixed. Job done, right? Well, not for a pro. A true professional knows that these last few steps are what separate them from the amateurs.
We're talking about completing all the required paperwork, like the repair order. That's a legal document. We're also talking about simple housekeeping, cleaning and putting your tools away, tagging anything that's broken so the next person doesn't use it, and properly disposing of waste. And of course, making sure that the old battery is recycled according to all the environmental rules.
And really, that brings us to the final, most important question. Just finishing the task is one thing, but are you a professional? Being a pro is about mastering that entire process, from the very first safety check to the final piece of paperwork, and doing it all with integrity, with precision, and with a deep respect for the technology and its dangers. That is the difference.